Good morning and welcome to Colombo News. Today we'll be talking about the climate change and the coral reefs in Colombia. Can you imagine the disaster that the climate change might cause in our coral reefs in few years? As you know, coral reefs, which are vital marine ecosystems, are often compared to tropical rainforests due to the immense biodiversity they support, although they cover less than 1% of the ocean floor. They are home to at least 25% of all known marine species, providing shelter, food, breeding grounds for thousands of species of fish, mollusks, and other organisms. We begin with an alarming environmental alert. Coral reefs in both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans are showing serious signs of damage, mainly due to global warming. The rise in sea temperatures is causing a massive coral bleaching event, threatening marine biodiversity and the ecological balance of our planet. Today, we have our correspondent Catherine, who has prepared a reportage to tell us more about the situation in both oceans. We'll start with the reportage in the Atlantic coast. Go ahead, Catherine. What's the situation there?
Good morning, I'm Catherine, reporting from Colombian Caribbean coast, where coral reef, which protect our shores and support thousands of families, are feeling the heat as climate change turns up the thermostat. Warming waters arriving earlier and lasting longer are stressing corals that used to recover between seasons. When temperatures rise just 1 or 2 degrees, corals start to bleach, losing the algae that feed them. Bleach are weakened. Many reefs become vulnerable to disease and storms that are packing a punch. Here we meet a local group training young divers to plant coral fragments, using ropes in small nurseries anchored near the shore. They try to recruit species that are more heat tolerant, working hand in hand with fishers who depending on the reef. They show how community action can help to buy while broader solutions are being put in place. Tourism, which is a pillar of coastal economy, is also changing. Visitors who used to come only for beach days now book trips to learn about reef care. Local guides, whose families have lived for generations, they say they would rather protect the reef than go down a slippery slope of activities that could harm it. Still, challenges remain. After being hit by repeated heat waves, some coral gardens are bouncing back slowly, creating gaps where algae grow faster than corals. Protecting water quality so as not to add pollutions to heat stress has become the priority. To keep this ecosystem alive, we need to cap emissions globally and to support local actions to make the reef more resilient.
Okay, now let's turn to the Pacific coast of Colombia, where similar problems are being reported. Go ahead, Catherine. What's the situation in the Pacific coast of Colombia?
Crossing to Colombian Pacific coast, reporting from Chocó, which is one of the rainiest places on earth. The history is similar, though the setting is different. Receiving more fresh water during intense storms, near Chow Reef face sudden salinity drops. Mixed with warmer temperatures, these changes can trigger partial bleaching. Mangroves, whose roots shelter young fish that later move to the reef, are also affected by the sea level rise, pushing the forests inland where space isn't always available. Communities who hold traditional knowledge are adapting with practical steps, sharing methods to keep fishing sustainable, setting smaller catch limits and closing areas during spawning seasons. Leaders explain they would rather play the long game than chase quick wins that could come back to bite us. Using low-cost sensors to track heat events and water quality, Teams collect data that helps managers decide where to focus protection. Noticing reefs that resist bleaching. Researchers are testing ways to grow these corals, hoping to spread traits that improve survival. Built on cooperation and respect, these projects aim to safeguard both biodiversity and culture. Standing on two coasts that share the same ocean, we can see what climate change is doing and what people are doing to turn the tide. To protect coral reefs that feed families, attract visitors, and can storm waves. Colombia is combining science with community leadership. I would rather end with solutions than with fear, to reduce emissions, to improve water quality, and to scale restoration. Steps that give the reefs a fighting chance for the next generation. For the Caribbean and the Pacific, I'm Catherine. Go on, Daniel, and thanks for watching.
Okay, Catherine, thank you for your report. Having talked about this, we happy to say what is happening in our oceans is a clear warning sign for nature. Climate change is not a problem for the future, it's happening right now. Coral reefs, which are often called the heart of the oceans, are sending us a message. Our planet needs a break. As one scientist said, the planet is silently asking for help. It has a fever, and we are the cause. When asked what actions people should take, scientists emphasized the need to reduce plastic use, to cut carbon emissions, and to protect the marine ecosystems. They added that most people would rather make small lifestyle changes than face the consequences of inaction. Reducing plastic use, cutting emissions, and protecting our ecosystems are essential steps if we want to preserve life in the oceans. The clock is ticking, and scientists remind us that acting today is the only way to secure tomorrow. From Global News, this is Daniel Romero with an urgent call for awareness and environmental responsibility. Thank you for watching.